Starting a business is really challenging, and I hear a lot of vendors from our mercado particularly complain about how difficult it is to keep going, especially when it comes to managing your family, managing your personal life, your relationships, and building a brand. And I'm speaking for myself because I'm working on the Goddess Mercado, the Queer Mercado, the boutique, and my own personal brand, Mexi Chic Crafts. A lot of people that I encounter on the streets always ask me, I follow you, and it looks like you're doing great, you're so amazing. And the truth is, I'm having a hard time. This is challenging. It's not easy, and it's not for everyone. And that's why I'm not going to talk too much about my personal challenges, but that's why I want to really focus on our amazing guest today, our beautiful goddess guest, Gina Zapanta, who is also a huge supporter of our mercado and our efforts. And I'm going to take just a minute to briefly read her bio because you got to know about Gina. Gina is the co-founder and CEO of ZA Lawyers, CEO of Alder Law. In October 22, Gina started ZA Lawyers and expanded into Louisiana. In 2012, she founded the Center for Orthopedics, a concierge-based medical practice while working with her father, orthopedic surgeon in East LA, Dr. Richard Zapanta. In 2003, Gina received her bachelor's degree from USC. She obtained her Juris Doctor in 2007 from Loyola in LA, and she passed the bar in 2009. She owns number of businesses. She started a nonprofit that I'm going to let her talk about. She is also now the mother of 4 children. She's divorced. She's a cancer survivor. She has an impactful, amazing story. And she also has a podcast called The Power Hour that she's going to talk about. And I'm so impressed and amazed and so grateful that you're here, Gina, because I know how busy you are and how challenging it is to manage all these things, but you're doing it. And not only are you doing it, you're killing it. You are a true goddess.
Thank you.
And I also know that you're very unselfish when it comes to empowering and inspiring others. And that's why I thought it was so important to have you here at our magical boutique so that you could share your knowledge, your energy, your love, your spirit. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having
me.
me.
I want to tell you, first of all, I love you. I'm stalking you. I'm listening to your podcast, getting ready, and I feel that you're talking to me. You're talking to me. And, if everyone listens to you, they're going to feel the same thing. Yeah. I'm getting ready. Oh, fabulosa. I'm a freaking Gina. Tell me like it is.
I know it works.
So let's get started.
Yes.
Because our focus is business and growing a brand. I want you to tell me, about how you started your business, your brand.
Sure.
You launched yourself as a lawyer because it takes a lot.
Yeah. So I went to USC, then went to law school. And in law school, I realized I didn't want to be a lawyer. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I realized very quickly, I don't want to work for someone else. But the only idea I had of a lawyer was you go into a law firm, you go into court, and that's all I really knew. I didn't know the alternative that was out there. So after law school, I graduated and I worked as a personal assistant for a billionaire. And I just found this job online. I forgot, it was some online search engine, got the personal assistant job, passed the bar while I was there.
Wow.
Was there for 3 years, and that was a very interesting learning experience to really see a billionaire lifestyle and how that, not the lifestyle is one part of it, but the thinking, the mindset, the mentality, and how they view any obstacle or any goal they have. It's a very different mindset, like the 1%ers. That's why there's 1%.
Was it a mentorship as well?
It was not a mentorship. It was, I was a personal assistant. Like I was getting coffee and running around, but I was absorbing what I could. And I was very close to the main person. And now fast forward many years, I'm so grateful. At the time I wasn't grateful, but for that invaluable experience of being there and positioning myself. And anyways, from there, I realized, well, I'm not a personal assistant. I had passed the bar while I was there. And so I'm officially a lawyer now. So I'm overqualified.
Congratulations.
Officially. Thank you. And I realized I still didn't want to work for someone like as a lawyer.
Yes.
My dad was an orthopedic surgeon. that does like bones, joints, surgeries like that in East LA. He's from East LA. My family's from East LA,
I
Boyle
love
Heights,
that. I
City
love
Terrace.
that. East LA
I'm the
Goddess.
product of City Terrace, Boyle Heights,
Me
East
too.
LA area. And so he became an orthopedic surgeon. His brother became a neurosurgeon, brain surgeon.
It's beautiful.
2 Latino kids from East LA.
That is badass.
Surgeons.
Oh.
Okay. So although I'm not first gen and I do
Yeah,
not have the first gen experience, I am the result, and I am what happens when you invest in your education, when you realize that education is your ticket out. My family is an example. I am the product of a first generation education, period. And I get a lot of confidence, and I'm so proud of that. So realizing all of that, I said, Dad, why don't you let me come into your work with you and help you scale your business? And I didn't know healthcare other than, growing up around medicine just through my dad. But I said, well, I can figure out healthcare. I passed the bar. I could do anything. And I just had this confidence. And
This is after you're a lawyer. You decided,
yes, but I hadn't practiced as a lawyer. I passed the bar, which is the big test you take to become officially a lawyer. But that is just, once you pass that, it's, nothing can stop you.
Right.
And my mindset was very much, I still don't want to work for someone. And I saw the blood, sweat, and tears my dad and his partner and my family invested in creating my dad's business. And he stayed in East LA as a surgeon. And he always told me I could have gone to Beverly Hills or Newport Beach and opened a practice. He said, but our community needs quality medical care. Our community needs quality education about foods to eat, what not to eat, preventative care, so that we don't have diabetes, obesity, osteoporosis, cardiovascular issues.
And that's why you're here. I'm sorry.
Yes.
But I want to quote you. It's actually your dad's quote. Because I've been stalking you, girl.
Yeah.
I read about you. I saw your photos when you were a little girl. And something that really resonated that now I'm copying and stealing from you is that your dad told you, when you stop learning, you die.
You die.
I love that.
It's
and
true.
That's why you're emphasizing
it's true.
education.
You stop. It's like stop watering a plant. What happens to the plant?
Dies.
It's not some abstract idea. This is just anything any of us. You have to keep pushing yourself, filling yourself with knowledge, put yourself in new situations. And so getting the ganas, I think, was from that, and seeing how my family did it and my dad did it, and he persevered, had no money to his name.
Wow.
Married my mom when met my mom when they were he was in a residency as a med student. They had nothing.
Beautiful mother,
nothing.
by the way.
My mom is gorgeous.
Yes.
5 kids, snatched.
Yes.
Snatched. Okay. Walks every day.
Like you.
Like mother, like daughter. But listen, positive mindset, healthy, walks every day, watches what she eats. And she's like, no, there's no reason for me to be unhealthy. Yeah. It's my choice. Anyways, so mom didn't graduate high school and, came from the same neighborhood. And so seeing that and knowing that I came from that, I had that fire. I had that, I have to do something. I have to be beyond this. I'm positioned to do this. So went to work with dad, and long story short, stayed there for 10 years. I started a business for him and his partner because I saw an opportunity being a lawyer, being Latina, speaking Spanish, having Latino orthopedic surgeons who spoke Spanish, and understanding the personal injury accident community. Right. Like, when you get in an accident, call the lawyer. That type of law requires doctors to treat patients or clients on a lien without getting paid up front. And then depending on how the case is resolved, then the doctor will get paid. I saw that I had an opportunity based on my position to develop out. And so I came up with this idea and I developed it, and I would cold call, cold walk, open the yellow pages, went to all the lawyers, and I knew that I could get in the door faster than a marketer could, because I'd call them and, I'm lawyer Gina Zapanta, I'd like to meet with you. I didn't know anything from anything. I didn't know anything. I'd never practiced law. I had this license. I've never worked in a law firm at that point, but I believed in this idea. And I'm like, well, if I fail, I'm still in the same spot. So let's just give it a shot.
You're not afraid of failure.
No, failure is the way. You have to fail. And the reason I succeed is because I'm going to fail more than anyone.
I love that.
I will only succeed because I'm going to fall on my ass and my face way more than anyone else and learn from it. It doesn't define me. It doesn't define me. I'm grateful for my failures. That's how I'm right here. Anyway, so did that for 10 years. The company grew incredibly well. The community really responded to it. I built a really wonderful network of lawyers that I trusted, and not the billboard lawyers, by the way. No, don't call them. So got a divorce in that time. Well, before I got the divorce, I get pregnant. I have my 2 daughters, Sofia and Valentina.
Congratulations.
Thank you. When I was 8 months pregnant with my Valentina, I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. So I'm out to here pregnant, running this business.
That's wild.
I have my 3-year-old daughter, Sophia. I'm married now and have a home, and I'm living the dream, right? Checked all the check boxes.
Doing what you're supposed to do.
Doing what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
I'm a good girl. I'm making my parents proud. Being a good wife, being a good mom, running home, making lunches, running ourselves ragged the way we're taught to. And then I get this diagnosis. While I'm trying to plan my baby shower, I'm all of a sudden now planning my estate and like, what if I have to have a funeral? Okay, so
what was that mindset? Like, I can't even believe
telling
that.
you-
Elias is on his way. You're about to give birth.
no,
and
Valentina was on her way.
Oh,
Yeah, so Valentina was on her way, and my mind just went into survival mode. And I just said, it is what it is. This is not because I'm punished. This is not because God has wished it on me. This is not because of bad energy. This is called biology, science, and physiologically, our body will react to certain things.
You weren't a victim. You were.
I was not a victim. This is what happens. So I have a choice. I will aggressively do what I have to do to survive and beat this thing, or I'm going to fall apart. Woe is me. I'm a victim. Oh my God. And then again, the mindset, the stress that is produced from a negative, fearful, stressful ansia, ansiedad, that creates the sickness, that feeds disease. I know that. And so immediately went into, okay, what do we got to do? Let's get this baby out. So couldn't get radiology because I was pregnant. So I couldn't scan to see how much cancer was in there. And it was really just the doctors hoping, they're like, we have to let the baby gestate as much as we can because her lungs, the last part of pregnancy is the lung development. So we did that as long as we could, but they kept checking and they saw that the lesion was growing too aggressively. So they got her out a month early, put me in, did a C-section. I remember I was in the OR and I kissed her when she came out, and then I went out. They gave me a general anesthesia and I was out. And there were so many doctors in that OR, I can't tell you, because you had the OBGYN team and then you had the oncology surgery team all standing in the OR. That was kind of insane. But I'm like, what am I going to be scared of? I'm not going to remember the surgery. Right. I'm going to be propofol, having the best time of my life. Come on. And it was true. I actually had a really nice time.
Crazy.
Listen, it's the mindset.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love that.
I have a chance to survive because of this surgery. I have options. I don't care. Whatever comes my way, I have options. We are in America, the leading medical healthcare community in the world. We in Los Angeles, of all places. We have the top specialists in the world here. You trust that. You trust that. And again, so surgery happened. Baby was born. I had a full hysterectomy. They left my ovaries because the markers were clear, so I didn't have to get that or any hormone replacement therapy, which I was prepared for. And I said, "Is what it is. I'll be alive."
Yeah.
Baby's born. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. They take it all out. Didn't have to radiate. Didn't need chemo or anything. Thank God. And so Valentina is now 7. And so after 5 years, that's when you're considered back into the normal population. So 5 years was a big deal. When she turned 5, it was a pretty big deal for me. And so my Valentina, her middle name is Angela. She was my angel. And so I do that. Then I survive. I have my Valentina. I continue to run my business. I'm in a marriage that at this point, I know I shouldn't be in. It wasn't abusive. It was nothing, none of that. It was just, when you know something's not right for you.
I know.
He was a great guy, wonderful man, excellent father. But for me as a woman and a wife, I would look at myself and I'm like, is this the rest of my life? And I don't know how to explain it, but I'm like, there's something else. And I was getting acid reflux, tension, headaches. My body was manifesting physically from the stress. Again, the stress causes most of our problems.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Because a lot of women in our culture see it as a failure. Nope. I myself am divorced and I had the same experience.
It was the most empowering moment.
It was a beautiful, man.
Wonderful.
But I love the message that you send out because you went through something, it's a failure, but you say it in a very positive way. Like, you're okay and you're looking out for you. And that's the message that you send out.
I've been starting, instead of saying failure, because our culture defines failure as just negative, bad. Yes. It was a lesson. And tell me what the difference is between a failure and a lesson.
You're learning.
Mindset.
Yeah.
You can say it's bad. Well, good luck with that. You're going to feel like shit and not feel like you could do anything because you're a victim, because life happens to you, not for you. Or, wow, that was a expensive lesson. I'm not going to do that again. Or now I know what doesn't work for me. And then I ultimately looked at my daughters and said, I am responsible for setting their baseline of what's acceptable for self-love. And just all of that. And then my dad gets cancer and he passes very quickly. And my dad was, he was my everything, my best friend. Thank you. But, from the life he created and the legacy he's created, I carry it with me. And so he's with me. I know that. But seeing my dad transitioning and dying, this larger than life, everything to me, dying before my eyes, and then being in this relationship I shouldn't have been in, surviving cancer, having 2 little girls now who I know are looking up to me, and I'm setting an example of what a woman is.
You're a goddess.
What are our tolerances? Right. I am creating ancestors, is what I say. I am responsible as a mother to create ancestors. Let that one sink in, and then make your choice about who you're with and who's toxic in your life. It changes things real quick.
It does. I like that you say, because I've been listening and reading about you, you say, forget about the past. I don't want to hear the past.
Doesn't matter.
Get over it.
It doesn't matter.
Focus on now and the future. And I like the way that you're living your life like that. It's such an important message to send to the vendors that are listening. Yeah. One other thing that I really admire about you, because I hadn't heard about ZA Lawyers, but after, you decided to sponsor us and to support us, I started seeing ZA all over downtown LA. Yes. And I see that you are working, that you're putting yourself out there, that you're putting in the love to make sure that your organization, that your efforts grow. What advice do you have for our vendors that are just starting off?
Oh, how exciting for you. Congratulations. Mindset, number 1, you are not a victim. You are not in a less than possession. You are in a position of abundance. You are in a position of capacity. You are in a position, you have an opportunity in America, in a country that freely supports and encourages free enterprise. You are taking the plunge because you are choosing to. Tell me what's going to stop you, but you. Not the government, not your family, not your friends, unless you let them, of course. What's going to stop you? Oh, it's hard? Well, congratulations, you're a CEO. This shit ain't easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
I hear that all the time. And what I also love about you, what you're doing as a CEO, is that you're an example to women like me, women that surround me, women that are in my network, that are mothers, that are leaders, that are community organizers, that love giving back and empowering each other.
So fulfilling.
And can you tell us a little bit more about the organizations that you support and why you chose to be such a powerful advocate for our community?
So again, going back to my family, how I was raised, the only reason I'm in this spot is because society, community provided an opportunity for my dad. Again, a little brown boy from East LA and his brother. Somebody provided him an opportunity, and it was actually through a Black scholarship organization. They let my dad in to receive a scholarship because there weren't Latino scholarships back then. There was not. The Chicano movement was just getting started. He knew a lot of power players in the Chicano movement, young guys just starting out, but it was still very much in its infancy. But one of I think it was a Black scholarship organization, the National Medical Fellowship, gave him a scholarship. And because of an opportunity like a scholarship, which I know you support and you create these same spaces, but for that open door, my dad was smart. My dad was capable. My dad had the ganas and the grit and the mindset and the hustle to get himself through. But the doors were closed to Latinos at that time. He got told no from like 10 medical schools. Was capable, but he was a Latino with no money. He didn't give up. My grandparents were like, I don't care, you keep applying. They do not define our success. A little application denial does not define our family or our success. And so he kept going. And so the reason why I do it is because I understand the value. Again, I'm a product of human kindness. I'm a product of paying it forward. I'm a product of the investment in community. And Dad and Mom have always said, we are where we are. You absolutely hand back. You absolutely, because of the resource we have and we've created, and I take full credit for where I am in my life. I am. Nobody got me here but me. Who the hell got me here?
You, yeah.
The choice, I choose to get up in the morning. I choose who I'm going to talk to. I choose what relationships I won't tolerate or will. But for all of that, it's my responsibility. It's how I see it. It is 100% my responsibility to be in a position to create opportunity, scholarship, access, whether it's just introducing business owners to my network. You have just opened the door because I'm going to promote the hell out of you to everything, because that's how it happens.
Yeah.
The power in numbers. It takes a village. It's community. And unfortunately, the higher you go, there is a crab mentality in our culture still, very much. Yeah, they support you from afar, but then there are people, and I think it might be a generational thing. They really don't want to see you succeed, and they're not supporting you. Big deal. That makes me go harder. It's like, okay, now I'm really gonna fucking blow your mind. I cuss a lot too, by the way. Sorry, I'm trying not to.
Me too.
But fuck it, that's me.
I love you, Gina.
What?
I agree with you. I think it is a generational thing because my mom is the same way. But what I'm learning now as I'm moving forward and supporting others and including others, that it brings so much joy. And I tell my mom, ya ve, mom, ya ve, and she always says, si Dios quiere. I tell her, Mom, Dios quiere. Why would God not want you to do something beautiful and powerful for anybody, right?
And, I know there's culturally, we are raised religiously and with these si Dios quiere, and, it is, or what is it? What's meant to be will be. Well, that's a very victim, powerless position. Again, mindset. Life doesn't happen to you. Life happens for you. And our cultures do not talk to us like that. And I understand why. We are indigenous cultures. We're still very much living in the shadows.
Superstitious.
Yeah. It all relates back to religion and, the powers that be that told us religion.
Guilt, fear, all that.
Okay, so I get that. But again, it's my responsibility to either let that continue down my generation, my ancestors that I'm creating. Are they going to continue that? Or I'm going to say, actually, no, ancestors that I'm creating, you will empower your children and future generations. And this is how we break the mentality of powerlessness in our communities. We stop speaking like victims. I don't ever say, obviously I'm a Latina. You can't mistake that. But I don't say I'm a Latina business owner. I don't say I'm a Latina lawyer. What does Latina have to do with it? I'm a business owner and I'm a lawyer. The mindset is, and I'm not a small business owner. I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Yeah. Small business owner. How rude. Nothing small about me except my waist. I wish.
Yeah. No, it is. You're gorgeous.
No, thank you. But you know what I'm saying? It is little things like that. The vocabulary, the language we use to describe ourselves and our community. Minorities. Minorities. We're the majority in the country. The language we use, the mindset, the little way we talk about ourselves, the way we don't take credit for our wins, the way we're taught to stop talking about yourself so much. Ay, no hablas así.
You have a whole episode on being selfish, and I listened to it twice because, my mom tells me, que eres selfish. She says selfish. Que egoísta. And listening to that, I'm learning so much from you, by the way. You're such a young woman, so beautiful, and not the typical person that I'm used to learning from or being, getting mentorship from. So I appreciate that. And I know so will all of our listeners. But you know what? What impacting most about you is that you're doing all these things, being very selfish, taking care of you, and it shows.
Yeah.
And you're a mother of now 4 children.
Well, tomorrow it'll be 4.
You want to talk a little bit about balancing that motherhood, continuing to want to raise more children, empower a community, and still being completely selfish and fabulous and a total goddess.
And so I love that question because the way you ask it is an example of how our culture thinks. All have to be exclusive.
Yeah.
Why can't I be everything you just said and exist and be successful? Why isn't that possible? Because it is. I live that.
You're possible.
I am 100% selfish every day. My kids don't come first. My husband doesn't come first. My family does not come first. 100% not. My work, my friends, running around, the grandparents, no. I need to fill my cup first. When you get on an airplane, what is the first instruction they give you? The first safety instruction is, if we lose cabin pressure while we're flying, whose mask do you put on first? Put your mask on first, inhale deeply, then put the child's on. Why? Again, it's a simple concept, and this is the 1%er concept that they understand. They come first, and we are in charge. I need to fill myself with oxygen, health, wellness, mindfulness, making sure I'm constantly okay, checking in with myself. How am I feeling? Feeling anxious, sad, worried, scared. And then stopping that fear and stopping that stress in its tracks and saying, no, it doesn't exist. I'm not fearful. I'm not anxious. I'm not stressful. You feel it. The language, the mindset, you have to be your own motivator, cheerleader, selfish protector. You're not, I don't tolerate, oh, you should go to this thing because you should. The word should is out of my vocabulary. It's either I want to do it or I don't want to. I don't try to do things. I'm trying to lose weight. No, you're not. You're either losing weight or you're not. Make up your mind. Words, the nuances, the little words that keep us trapped in this powerless victim mode. I don't know why it's happening to me. I'm not. Okay.
Tell me. Thank you for that. I love that podcast. I recommend everybody.
It's really good.
Yes. All of them are really good. I'm going to listen to them over and over. I'm putting you at the top of my list in the podcast. One other question I have for you that's very important is you as a woman, as a goddess, as a fabulosa, and I'm speaking from my experience, and this is something that I ask everyone. You know, we all have what my mom calls the huevona days.
Yeah.
You know, and the huevona means not that, you know, you're lazy, but you have that day where like, I don't want to do anything. Like, why am I doing this business? What is that for? And I'm starting to think that you never have those days, you know, by listening to you. But a lot of the vendors, and I talk about this, we have those days where we feel like giving up. And it's difficult, very difficult and challenging to work through those days. I hear it all the time. What do you have? Do you have those days?
Every week.
Oh, I thought it was just
again, though, I'm going to just repeat.
Yeah.
It's mindset. Do you know that Bill Gates takes a month off a year and he goes isolates in a mountain somewhere to come up with his ideas? Again, we are taught that if you're not hustle culture, if you're not super mom, if you're not all on all the time, which is a sure way to burn yourself out and set us up for failure in the bad sense. Why isn't the downtime you're taking when your body is telling you? I just told you, I listened to my cues. Just 2 days ago, I did nothing all day and I felt in a rut, but I'm like, no, I'm not defining it as a rut. My body's telling me something. My mind is overwhelmed. There's so much going on all the time.
Thank you for that.
I am not going to define my slow day as a bad. It is not bad. I am investing in myself. My mind needs to rest. Even if I just take a walk all day or binge TV, or I don't really watch TV, but whatever it is for you, why is that defined as bad if it's something your body is telling you need? Because we've been told if you're not hustle culture, if you're not, something's wrong with you, then something's wrong with you.
And there's nothing
you see
wrong
that?
with us.
I have those feelings all the time. So yes, I do. I don't define them as bad. I define them as pouring into my cup days. But I'm pouring into my cup when I'm kicking ass as a lawyer. Well, I'm a lawyer all the time, but when I'm technically on, yes, I'm pouring into my cup then because I'm so fulfilled working as a lawyer and serving people. But on my off days where I need to feel my energy and rest and just not talk to anyone, why is that not filling my cup too? Why is that not helping embolden me and make me stronger and build my foundation stronger to further propel me down the road when I'm going to need the strength?
You obviously do a really good job of taking care.
Yes.
Of yourself. Tell us really quick, what is a day of Gina Zapanta like?
I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I immediately work out for 15 to 20 minutes, usually YouTube Pilates or some free weights that you could buy at TJ Maxx or Home Goods. And then I drink my coffee, drink my water, get some emails out, make the kids lunch, get them up for school, get myself ready, get everyone ready, go to school, drop them off at school, get to work and have a wonderful day at work. I never take lunch, breakfast or lunch. Oh, I don't eat breakfast, but I don't take lunch by myself. You have to eat lunch anyway. Always use that opportunity to meet with a potential business partner, a potential partner of anything, or time to reconnect with friends. I love taking walks, even just a few blocks, just something to get my steps in and get the endorphins and serotonin moving, especially when I'm feeling like I don't want to. Oh, that's when you do it.
I like that.
When you feel like, I know, I'm just going to sit here.
I always don't want
let me scroll on my phone, hunched over, I see.
No,
girl, sit up straight. Sit up straight, take a deep breath, Take your phone, put your music on, and go take a walk for 5 minutes, even if you have it. It is medicinal. It is medicine. It is self-love. It is self-care. And so I do those little things. Or I'll take meetings with friends and take a quick walk. I'm like, look, we can have a meeting, but bring your walking shoes. We'll walk and talk. Because why not do both? I determine my day. Then pick up the kids, have dinner no later than 5:36. Homework, snuggle time. And then everyone's in bed by 8:30. Asleep. Like 9 o'clock might as well be midnight for me. It's wonderful because tomorrow starts today.
You wear them out.
Tomorrow starts today. And I eat what I want. I don't diet. Diet is a filthy word, and I will not deprive myself of anything. But I live in caloric deficit because I always make sure I'm taking in less calories than I'm expending. That's it. If you want to lose weight, good luck at the gym. It ain't going to happen. Remove a meal.
Good.
It's so wonderful for your organs.
Starvation mode. Yeah, I've heard of that.
It kills cancer cells. It kills disease.
That's what I'm learning.
Because your body's forced to now burn those toxic cells as fuel instead of the salad, the fruit. And I don't care if it's healthy. It's calories, and it's still something your body has to process. And just like a car produces exhaust, the exhaust our body creates by processing that food goes into kidneys and livers and our tissue. But if you deplete it just enough, you're making yourself that much healthier. And it's all intentional. It's all choice.
I am deeply inspired by you, and I know that everyone that is listening is. I love you,
I
Gina.
love you.
You are so
And
valuable
you're so
from our
beautiful.
community. Like,
Thank you.
everyone needs to
Yeah.
follow
do.
Gina on her Instagram. Please tell us if we want to hear your podcast, if we want to follow you, if we want to be you. Where do we sign on? Where do we log on?
So Instagram is the platform we use the most. It's Gina, Gina, and then my last name Zapanta, Zapanta _. So Gina Zapanta _. And then our law firm, ZA Lawyers, Z as in zebra, A Lawyers. And those are the main places. And then what else? Oh, another thing, you're not going to find a lawyer giving you their cell phone. The reason why I am so adamant and investing in our community is because I do see these billboard lawyers coming and trying to take from our community, and there's no reinvestment. They don't care about us.
Very predatory.
They don't. Very predatory. And we'll talk off the camera about that. And so I know what our community needs. I know our sensitivities. And I always say I'm a lawyer from the community for the community. And so my cell phone, if you want to reach me, is 323-559-5548. I mean it. And if you want mentorship, if you want anything, last email is Gina, Gina, @zalawyers.com.
I will go ahead, Gina, and share your information as well on our Instagram, on our post.
I'm
on
here
our
to help
podcast.
anyone.
But thank you again. I'm not lying to you. This has been my favorite podcast of the whole series. You are so valuable. You are the true goddess of East LA. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your passion. Thank you. Even though you're selfish, you've been very
Selfish is good. Selfish is good.
Even though you're selfish,
Thankfully.
you've been very unselfish in sharing your knowledge, your experience, and your passion for growth, for development, for entrepreneurship. And I know this is not the last time that we meet. I know, I see it, I feel it. You give me chills, girl. That you are going to continue supporting the goddesses of our community and beyond. Thank you. May God bless you and your family.
Likewise.
May you be continuously inspired and empowered so you can continue giving back to us. I love you and I thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
Oh, you're
Thank
amazing.
you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. And if you want to find us and come see Gina, so I'm putting pressure on her, find us at the second Saturday of every month at the Goddess Mercado. We are now at the Civic Center in East LA, a space gifted to us by Supervisor Solis, who also believes in the cause, in the entrepreneurial movement, in the spirit. Together, we are fueling, and wait to see what happens next.
Adios.
Bye.